What if the greatest hero the world ever knew was never truly gone? What if the man who once snapped his fingers to save the universe returns, not as a savior, but as its executioner? And what if the face you trusted the most becomes the one you fear the most? In the long and emotional history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, few moments have shaken fans to their core. We've seen sacrifices, betrayals, impossible comebacks, but nothing, absolutely nothing prepared the world for the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. would return, not as Iron Man, but as Dr. Doom. The very actor who laid the foundation of the MCU now stands poised to embody its most terrifying threat. It feels poetic, it feels dangerous, and it raises a question far more powerful than hype. Why him? This isn't just stunt casting. This isn't nostalgia bait. This feels deliberate, strategic, almost unsettling. Because Victor Von Doom is not just another villain. In Marvel Comics, Doom has always been something else entirely. A genius on par with the greatest scientific minds. A sorcerer who rivals the masters of the mystic arts. A ruler, a revolutionary, a tyrant, and at times, disturbingly, a savior. He is not chaos for the sake of chaos. He believes he is right. He believes the world would be better under his control. And when you give that ideology the face of a man audiences once loved as a hero, you don't just create conflict, you create emotional warfare. The entry point appears to begin with the Fantastic Four first steps. For years, fans have waited for the Fantastic Four to properly join the MCU. But what if their arrival isn't just about new heroes? What if it's about the birth of something darker? Rumors suggest that Dr. Doom will remain masked for nearly the entire film. 90% hidden. Watching. Calculating. The mask becomes more than armor. It becomes mystery. It echoes the grounded intensity audiences felt watching masked vigilantes like in The Batman, where the face is concealed but the presence dominates every frame. And then comes the moment, the third act. The mask comes off, and the world doesn't see a stranger, it sees a familiar face. The face of a man who once said, "I am Iron Man." But the eyes are different. There's no charm, no playful arrogance, only grief, only fury, only a man who has lost everything. And that's where the theory begins to take shape. Because what if this Dr. Doom is not a simple variant? What if he is not merely a multiversal echo of Tony Stark? What if he is something far more tragic? Imagine a universe where Victor Von Doom grew up alongside Steve Rogers. A world where scientific ambition and patriotic idealism collided at a young age. In the primary MCU timeline, Howard Stark helped create Captain America. But in this alternate reality, what if Howard's genius influenced another child? What if Victor was connected directly or indirectly to the same experiments that shaped super soldiers and reshaped destinies? Some whispers suggest a deeper bond between Doom and Steve Rogers. Not rivalry, not mentorship, something more complicated. A shared history buried beneath decades of altered timelines, and then comes Loki. After the events that reshaped reality itself, Loki is no longer just the god of mischief. He stands as a guardian of timelines, seated at the heart of existence, watching over branching realities like threads in an endless cosmic loom. If anyone sees the fractures forming, it's him. And what if Loki, in an attempt to prevent a catastrophic incursion, makes a choice? What if he pulls Steve Rogers from one timeline into another, into Doom's world, hoping to fix something that cannot be fixed? An incursion occurs. Two universes collide. And in the chaos, Doom's entire world is destroyed. His family, his people, his legacy, gone. When a man loses everything, he either breaks or he rebuilds. Victor Von Doom does neither. He transcends. This is where the transformation becomes terrifying. Doom doesn't seek revenge out of petty anger. He seeks control because he believes chaos is the true villain. If timelines can collapse randomly, if universes can collide carelessly, then someone must stand above it all. Someone intelligent enough, ruthless enough, capable enough. And in his mind, that someone is him. This leads us toward Avengers, Doomsday. Even the title feels heavy. It doesn't promise a battle. It promises an ending. And for the first time in MCU history, the Avengers will not stand alone. The Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the New Avengers, heroes from across fractured realities, all converging against a single threat. But Doom is not an invading alien like Thanos. He's not a warlord from the stars. He understands Earth. He understands heroes. He anticipates them. He calculates their emotional weaknesses. He knows that alliances crumble under doubt, and he plants seeds of doubt everywhere. His goal is not simple domination, it's reconstruction. In the comics, Doom once obtained the power of the Beyonders, cosmic entities beyond comprehension. With that power, he fused fragments of destroyed universes into a single patchwork reality known as Battleworld. A planet built from broken worlds, a throne built from survival, and upon that throne sat God Emperor Doom. Imagine that on screen. Imagine Robert Downey Jr., not in red and gold armor, but in green and silver, cloaked in godlike authority, declaring himself the only being capable of maintaining order in a collapsing multiverse. And the most disturbing part, he might not be entirely wrong. This is where the emotional complexity deepens. Because fans can't help but wonder, is this truly Victor Von Doom? Or is he somehow connected to Tony Stark? Robert Downey Jr. himself has clarified that he is portraying Victor Von Doom, a character separate from Tony Stark. But in a multiverse where infinite possibilities exist, can we ever fully separate the two? What if there exists a reality where Howard Stark adopted a child named Victor? What if that child grew up in the shadow of genius, driven by comparison, fueled by the need to surpass not just expectations, but destiny itself? In one timeline, Tony became Iron Man. In another, Victor became Doom. Two paths branching from similar beginnings. One chose sacrifice. The other chose control. Marvel has always experimented with variants, but this is different. This isn't just a visual twist, it's psychological manipulation. By giving Doom the face of a beloved hero, Marvel forces the audience into emotional conflict. You don't just fear him. Part of you wants to understand him. Part of you remembers cheering for that face. And then comes the inevitable clash with Doctor Strange. Both men are masters of magic. Both understand the fragility of reality, but their philosophies differ fundamentally. Strange believes in protection through balance. Doom believes in protection through dominance. In Avengers Doomsday, there may come a moment when Strange sees something horrific in the multiverse's future, an absolute extinction event, and the only scenario where existence survives involves siding with Doom. Imagine the fracture that would create within the Avengers. Imagine the betrayal, the confusion, the moral arguments tearing the team apart. If the Sorcerer Supreme himself aligns with the enemy, even temporarily, what does that say about the stakes? This isn't just physical war, it's ideological war. Meanwhile, Loki watches. From his vantage point beyond time, Loki sees Doom manipulating timelines like chess pieces. Every incursion, every collapse, every desperate alliance. Loki understands that Doom is attempting something unprecedented, forcing the multiverse into a singular, controlled existence before it tears itself apart naturally. The confrontation between Loki and Doom could become one of the MCU's most iconic moments. A god of stories facing a man who refuses to let stories unfold without his permission. Science fused with sorcery, ego clashing with divinity. But here's the haunting possibility. What if, in the end, Doom realizes something Tony Stark once realized? That ultimate control comes at ultimate cost. That saving everything might require losing everything again. Picture the final moments of a collapsing battle world, heroes defeated, realities crumbling, and Doom standing alone, power coursing through him, understanding that the only way to truly save existence is to let go of his throne, to undo his own creation, to sacrifice not out of humility, but out of conviction. A villain performing the ultimate sacrifice, not for applause, not for redemption, but because, in his mind, it is logically correct. And suddenly, the line between hero and villain disappears entirely. With Avengers Doomsday and the looming shadow of Secret Wars, Marvel's Phase 6 isn't just building toward spectacle, it's building toward identity crisis, toward moral ambiguity, toward a universe where the man who once saved us returns to test whether we ever truly understood what saving means. Robert Downey Jr.'s return isn't about repeating the past, it's about confronting it. It's about forcing audiences to ask themselves whether they believe in heroes or in results. When the theater lights dim and that mask finally lifts, it won't just be a reveal, it will be a reckoning, because the multiverse is no longer expanding with wonder. It's collapsing with intention, and somewhere in the shadows, Victor Von Doom is already 2 steps ahead. The world doesn't realize it at first. That's the most terrifying part. There is no immediate explosion in the sky, no alien armada darkening the clouds, no dramatic announcement declaring conquest. Instead, there are subtle fractures. News reports about strange gravitational anomalies in remote regions, entire city blocks that feel displaced, like pieces of architecture don't quite belong to the same era. Scientists arguing on global broadcasts about cosmic radiation levels spiking without explanation. It feels small, distant, technical. But to those who understand the multiverse, it feels like a ticking clock that has suddenly begun counting down in a language only a few can hear. Reed Richards is one of the first to truly understand it. A mind built for patterns, for equations no one else can solve. He doesn't panic. He calculates. He sees that universes are colliding at microscopic levels, brushing against one another like tectonic plates. Incursions aren't accidents anymore. They're accelerating. And every data model points toward a singular epicenter, a presence, a force that isn't merely reacting to collapse, but orchestrating it. Victor Von Doom. But even Reed doesn't fully grasp the scope. Because Doom is not simply responding to destruction, he is studying it, mapping it. He has witnessed his own universe burn. He has held the lifeless hand of someone he loved while the sky split open above him. And in that moment, when everything he knew dissolved into cosmic fire, something inside him crystallized. Not hatred, not madness, clarity. The multiverse is unstable. Chaos is inevitable, and heroes, no matter how noble, are reactive. They wait for disaster. They respond. They mourn. They rebuild. But they never prevent. Doom does not want to rebuild again. He wants to prevent the next collapse before it ever begins. Meanwhile, the Avengers feel the pressure tightening around them. Sam Wilson carries the shield now, and with it, the weight of impossible decisions. He believes in unity, in hope. But hope feels fragile when reality itself is splitting apart. Carol Danvers reports that entire sectors of deep space are flickering, like stars are blinking out of existence and reappearing somewhere else. Bruce Banner runs simulations that end in the same conclusion every time: total multiversal annihilation within a measurable window of time. And then Doctor Strange sees it, not in a dream, not in a fragmented vision, but in a calculated dive into the time stream. He sees countless futures branching outward like veins of light, and in nearly all of them, everything ends, not with a battle, not with a snap, but with reality folding inward like paper crushed in a fist. In the few timelines where existence survives, one figure stands at the center of a reconstructed world: Doom. Strange resists the implication at first. It feels wrong. He has fought men like Victor his entire life. Arrogant, brilliant, dangerous. But the math doesn't lie. In scenario after scenario, only Doom's ruthless consolidation of power prevents the cascade of incursions. The cost is staggering. Free will bends. Entire realities merge forcibly, but life continues. For Strange, the question becomes unbearable: is survival enough? While the Avengers debate, Doom moves. He approaches not as a conqueror, but as a diplomat. His message is simple and chillingly calm. The multiverse is dying. I can save it. Stand with me or stand aside. He doesn't demand worship, not yet. He offers results, data, evidence, projections. Even Reed Richards cannot immediately disprove. He reveals fragments of technology that blend quantum science with ancient sorcery, devices capable of stabilizing the boundaries between universes temporarily. But temporary is not enough. Behind closed doors, Doom speaks with Strange alone. Two men surrounded by artifacts older than civilizations. Doom doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't threaten. He speaks of inevitability, of sacrifice, of the burden of intellect. He tells Strange that heroes are addicted to ideals, and ideals cannot stop entropy. Only control can. Strange asks him the question no one else dares to ask: what happens after you save it? Doom's answer is simple: I rule it, and there it is, not hidden, not disguised. He believes that once the multiverse is fused into a singular stable existence, it must have a singular guiding authority. No more fractured timelines, no more random incursions. One world, one structure, one will. Battle World. The name spreads like a rumor whispered through cosmic corridors, fragments of destroyed universes stitched together into one planetary entity. Regions ruled by remnants of fallen realities. Mutants in one territory, enhanced humans in another. Sorcerers guarding ancient borders. It sounds impossible. It sounds insane. And yet, it begins. The first confirmed incursion hits a world already weakened by temporal instability. Instead of allowing mutual destruction, Doom intervenes. Using a device powered by energies eerily similar to those attributed to the Beyonders, he halts the collision mid-collapse. But he doesn't separate the universes. He merges a section of one into the other. A city appears overnight on an alien coastline. Two histories forcibly intertwined. People wake up remembering different pasts. Governments scramble to explain why mountains have shifted, why constellations are wrong, why loved ones recall events that never happened. Panic rises, faith fractures, and Doom steps forward publicly for the first time, mask gleaming, cloak unmoving despite the wind. He announces that the process has begun, that survival requires integration, that fear is natural but unnecessary. He presents himself not as a tyrant, but as the architect of continuity. The world sees his face, and time seems to stop. It is not Tony Stark. Not exactly. The features are sharper, the eyes colder. But recognition hits like a thunderclap. People whisper. They stare at screens. Some feel betrayal. Others feel a strange, almost comforting familiarity. The emotional confusion spreads faster than any incursion. The Avengers fracture at that very moment. Sam Wilson cannot accept unilateral control, no matter the justification. Reed Richards is torn between intellectual fascination and moral horror. Carol prepares for confrontation, and Doctor Strange hesitates, because he has seen what the alternatives look like. In the shadows, Loki senses something deeper. From his throne beyond timelines, he watches Doom's actions ripple outward. He realizes that Doom is not merely reacting to incursions, he is drawing power from them. Each merged fragment strengthens the core of Battleworld. Each stabilized reality feeds into a growing singularity of authority centered on Doom himself. Science and magic woven into one throne. Loki understands gods. He understands ambition wrapped in righteousness, and he sees the transformation accelerating. Victor Von Doom is no longer just a man trying to save existence. He is becoming a being who believes existence belongs to him. The confrontation between Strange and the Avengers erupts not on a battlefield, but in a room filled with allies who no longer trust one another. Strange argues that Doom's path, though harsh, may be the only viable one. Sam counters that surrendering autonomy is not survival, it is surrender. Reed remains silent, haunted by the possibility that his greatest intellectual rival might actually be correct. Then Doom escalates. He captures an unstable incursion zone and performs the unthinkable. Instead of merging fragments, he compresses two dying realities into raw energy and absorbs it into his central apparatus. The power surge is felt across dimensions. Loki feels it like a blade across his consciousness. Strange staggers mid-spell. Every sorcerer on Earth senses the shift. Doom is no longer stabilizing collapse, he is mastering it. Battleworld expands rapidly now. Entire regions vanish from their original universes and reappear integrated into Doom's growing domain. Borders are redrawn not by war, but by cosmic restructuring. Some communities thrive under the newfound stability. Crime drops, resources stabilize, Doom's governance is efficient, almost disturbingly so. And that is what makes him even more dangerous. Because he is not visibly cruel. He is not cackling from a throne. He is delivering results. Public opinion divides. Some call him dictator. Others call him necessary. Protests erupt in one territory while celebrations occur in another. Heroes who oppose him begin to look like obstacles to peace. And Doom knows this. He anticipated it. He understands optics as well as physics. The tipping point comes when an incursion threatens the primary MCU timeline directly. This isn't a distant world. This is home. Cities tremble as skies fracture into mirrored reflections of alien landscapes. Millions are at risk. The Avengers mobilize, but they are too late. Doom arrives first. With a gesture amplified by unimaginable energy, he freezes the collision in midair. The sky itself crystallizes, two universes pressed against each other like shattered glass. He stabilizes it, saves billions in seconds, and then he speaks to the Avengers through a projection that blankets the planet. This is what control looks like. Strange watches the faces around him. Fear, gratitude, doubt. The world is beginning to accept Doom not as a villain, but as inevitability. But inevitability has a cost. Because every merged reality weakens the barriers that Loki holds together at the heart of the multiverse. Threads strain, timelines pull tighter. Loki realizes that Doom's solution may stabilize existence temporarily, but it risks snapping the entire loom of time permanently, and if that happens, there will be no fragments left to merge, only void. As Battleworld grows, Doom ascends further. His armor evolves, infused with energies stolen from collapsing universes. His understanding of magic deepens beyond even Strange's comprehension. He begins reshaping regions, not just geographically, but historically, adjusting events so that conflicts never began, erasing wars before they happened. He is rewriting pain out of existence, but in doing so, he is rewriting choice. The Avengers prepare for war, knowing it may be too late to prevent Doom's ascension. Reed develops countermeasures. Carol gathers allies from across merged territories. Strange stands at the edge of a decision that will define everything. And high above them all, Loki whispers into the fragile strands of time, realizing that to stop Doom, he may have to break his own sacred vow of non-interference. Because the man who once saved the universe with a snap is now shaping it with certainty. And certainty, in a multiverse built on infinite possibility, may be the most dangerous force of all. The sky above Battleworld no longer looks like a sky. It looks like a scar. Fractured constellations stitched together from 1,000 dying realities glow in unnatural patterns, as if the universe itself is struggling to remember what it once was. Entire kingdoms exist side by side that were never meant to share the same breath. Mutant cities border futuristic utopias. Mystic sanctuaries stand beside shattered alien wastelands. It is breathtaking, it is stable, and it is wrong. At the center of it all stands Doom, not as a tyrant screaming from a throne, but as something colder, calmer, inevitable. His armor now hums with layered energies drawn from collapsed universes. His cloak flows like it carries the gravity of stars, and behind that familiar face is no hesitation anymore. Victor Von Doom believes he has done what no one else could. He has stopped extinction. He has given existence a spine, a single unified structure, but every structure has pressure points. The Avengers do not attack immediately. They gather, they plan. Reed Richards finally admits the truth he feared most. Doom's design is mathematically brilliant. Battleworld is self-sustaining. Its energy core is fed by stabilized remnants of destroyed realities. If they simply tear Doom down, the entire construct collapses, taking trillions of lives with it. Doom did not build a throne you can just knock over. He built a system that makes him essential. That was always his real genius. Doctor Strange feels it in the air. The magic here is different. It doesn't flow naturally. It circulates, controlled, redirected. Every spell cast anywhere on Battleworld echoes back toward a central nexus, toward Doom. He is not just ruling this world, he is connected to it. Remove him recklessly, and the feedback could rip the multiverse apart. And that is when Loki makes his move. From beyond the strands of time, Loki steps into Battleworld physically for the first time since he took his seat as Guardian of Timelines. The moment he arrives, the air shimmers with ancient authority. He sees what Doom has done, not just the architecture, but the audacity. A mortal who has bound fragments of infinity into obedience. They meet without armies, without spectacle. Just two beings who understand power too well. Loki asks him the question no one else has dared to frame correctly. Are you saving them? Or are you saving yourself from losing again? For the first time in a long time, Doom does not answer immediately. Because beneath the armor, beneath the logic, there is still that moment burned into his memory, the sky tearing apart, his world dying in his arms. Doom never wanted to feel helpless again. Control was not born from ego alone. It was born from trauma. But trauma does not justify dominion. Meanwhile, the Avengers initiate their plan not to destroy Battleworld, but to destabilize the core just enough to sever Doom's direct connection to it. Reed calculates a narrow window where the energy flow peaks during dimensional realignment. Carol leads the strike team through shifting territories. Sam rallies heroes from across merged realities who have begun to question why their histories feel edited, their choices subtly redirected. Doctor Strange does the one thing he swore he wouldn't. He aligns with Doom publicly. The betrayal hits like lightning. Avengers stare at him in disbelief as he steps beside Victor during a global broadcast. Strange declares that resisting Doom will only accelerate collapse. That unity under a single authority is survival. Panic spreads. Doubt fractures what unity remained, but this was always part of the deeper strategy. Because Strange knows Doom better than most now. He knows that Victor's greatest weakness is not brute force, it's certainty. Doom cannot resist proving he is right. He cannot resist showing his full design when challenged intellectually. Strange challenges him in front of the world. He asks Doom to demonstrate the absolute stability of Battleworld, to open the core, to reveal the flawless architecture he claims makes him indispensable. It is a gamble, a dangerous one, but Doom accepts. Of course he does. At the heart of Battleworld, beneath layers of technology fused with sorcery, lies the engine that sustains it all, a swirling singularity of compressed realities bound by Doom's will. Strange steps inside with him. Loki watches from the edges of time. Reed's team prepares to act the moment the link weakens. Inside the core, Strange sees the truth. Battleworld is stable but not permanent. The strain is accumulating. Tiny fractures pulse along the edges of the singularity. Doom has delayed annihilation, not eliminated it. Eventually, the energy required to maintain control will exceed even his amplified capacity. Strange realizes something terrifying. Doom knows this. Victor built a world that requires him to remain at its center forever. If he falters, if he weakens, if he dies, the entire construct collapses. He did not just save existence. He chained it to himself. Strange confronts him privately, away from broadcasts. You didn't fix the multiverse. You replaced its chaos with your own. For a split second, something flickers in Doom's expression. Not anger, not denial, awareness. Above them, the Avengers strike. Reed initiates the destabilization protocol. Carol shatters containment pylons, feeding excess energy into Doom's armor. Sam leads civilians away from fracture zones as merged territories begin to tremble. The link weakens. Doom feels it instantly. The power flow stutters, the singularity roars louder, and for the first time since his world ended, Victor experiences something dangerously close to fear. Not fear of death, fear of failing again. Loki steps forward into the core itself, breaking his vow completely. The Guardian of Timelines now stands within the engine of a manufactured reality. He offers Doom something unexpected, not opposition, but perspective. You wanted to stop the story from ending. But stories don't survive because one character refuses to let go. They survive because someone is willing to trust the next chapter. Doom lashes out instinctively, energy surging, but Loki does not attack back. He anchors the surrounding timelines, preventing immediate collapse. Strange channels. Stabilization spells not to maintain Doom's control, but to buy time. Time for Victor to choose. Outside, battle world fractures further. Regions flicker between original forms. People remember forgotten pasts. Children recall parents from erased timelines. The illusion of perfect order dissolves into overwhelming truth. Doom sees it all through the link. He sees that maintaining control now will require draining even more realities, sacrificing fragments that could otherwise be restored independently. His solution will slowly consume what it sought to protect. And then he understands something Tony Stark once understood. Saving everything is not the same as owning it. The singularity begins spiraling out of control. Reed's calculations reach critical thresholds. Carol prepares for evacuation. Sam braces for impact. Strange looks at Victor not as an enemy, but as a man standing at the same crossroads he once faced. "You can end this," Strange says quietly. "Not defeat. End." Doom could fight. He could reassert control, crush the rebellion, force stability again. But he would be condemning existence to eternal dependence on his will, a prison disguised as peace. Or he could release it. Let the multiverse fracture back into independent realities. Risk chaos. Risk incursions returning. Risk uncertainty. Risk trust. Victor Von Doom has never trusted anyone. Not heroes, not gods, not fate. But he remembers the feeling of watching his world die because no one had the power to intervene. He remembers vowing never to be powerless again. And now he realizes that true power is not control, it is restraint. With a final surge of energy, Doom redirects the singularity, not inward, not toward himself, but outward. He fractures Battleworld deliberately, but in controlled dispersal. The merged territories separate into stabilized, independent realities. The energy stored in the core is redistributed across the multiverse, reinforcing natural boundaries rather than overriding them. It is violent, blinding, terrifying, and when the light fades, Battleworld is gone. The sky above Earth is normal again. Constellations sit where they belong. The Avengers stand scattered but alive. Loki returns to his place beyond timelines, exhausted but intact. Strange collapses to one knee, feeling the weight of what almost was. And Doom? His armor lies cracked at the epicenter of a silent crater in a dimension between worlds. The power that made him godlike is gone. He is mortal again, breathing, broken. The Avengers find him there. There is no triumphant speech, no cheering crowd, just a quiet understanding that the man who nearly ruled everything chose not to. Sam steps forward, shield lowered. Carol watches cautiously. Reed studies him with something that almost resembles respect. Doom does not ask for gratitude. He does not seek forgiveness. "I was right about one thing," he says calmly. "The multiverse is fragile." Strange meets his gaze. "Yes, but it doesn't belong to you." Victor does not argue. He turns away, vanishing through a portal of his own design, stripped of godhood, but not stripped of intellect, not stripped of ambition. The story of Doom is not over. It has simply changed. In the aftermath, the multiverse stabilizes into something new, not unified under one will, but strengthened by shared memory. Heroes remember how close they came to surrendering freedom for safety. They remember how thin the line is between savior and dictator. And somewhere, in the quiet corners of existence, Victor Von Doom continues to watch, to calculate, to prepare. Because men like him do not disappear, they evolve. And as Phase 6 closes, one truth lingers heavier than any explosion or spectacle. The greatest threat to existence was not a monster from the stars, it was certainty. If this story shook you, if it made you question who the real hero was, then you're already part of this multiverse. Like, share, and subscribe, because the next chapter might change everything all over again.